One of the amazing features about the Dolly Rocker is that it has the ability to massage and melt away muscle tension. We do that by using a specialized contoured dome and then using the outer edge of the Dolly Rocker. So Noah's going to demonstrate how to first release the tension at the bottom of the foot. So he would typically search and find an area that was really tender, and then he would hold that spot for like 15 to 20 seconds. Then after that spot dissipates, he would then go on to the next one. And then from there, Noah's going to demonstrate how to release the tension from the calf muscle. So he puts one leg over the other leg to again add leverage and pressure, okay? And then he's lifting his body up to again add leverage. So if it's too much tension for you to handle, it's best to drop down and then start with one leg. And then if it's not enough, add some more. If it's not enough, then that's the third. So there's three variances of pressure that that person can handle. And again, you want to find it, hold it, melt it, move on, okay? And then he's going to go up and down the calf, and then also notice how he can rotate back and forth to get different angles of the calf. Perfect. And how are you? Are you feeling that pretty good?
Yeah. On top of the stretch, I can feel like, even a little bit more like core activation and a little bit more of that sort of stability exercise.
And you feel it releasing in the calf?
Oh, completely, yeah.
Perfect.
It's really in there, but in like a really nice, comfortable way. It doesn't feel too much pressure or like any pinching at all.
Wonderful. The next one we're going to phase into is working the Achilles, the lower part of the calf. And so there's two ways of doing it. There we go. So if you see here, he's using the weight of his hips, leveraging against the bottom of the Achilles. And then go ahead, Noah, you can adjust it and get up a little bit higher if you like. And how does that feel?
Oh, it feels great. It's really like, it's an area that I normally would not pay attention to try and stretch or get into it all, but as I do it more and more, I can feel like almost within my foot itself just kind of loosening up a little bit of the tension I've been holding.
Fantastic. All right, now there's another way to get a little bit higher on the Achilles and lower calf, and that's using the dome. Perfect. And do you feel a difference between the two?
Oh, completely. Whereas the other one was getting more of like a pinpointed specific area that it was getting in and really melting away. This one is more of like a general area, and it's kind of like just hitting it all.
Perfect. And again, it's going up slightly higher on the Achilles as well. Okay, we're going to continue with the massage mode of the Dolly Rocker. And the first thing we're going to do, it's a very common complaint, people get a lot of shin splints. And it's actually this muscle, just the side of this tibia muscle. It's called the tibialis anterior. And so Noah is going to demonstrate for us how to work that out. And so it's also very important to only put the contoured dome on soft tissue muscle areas and never to put it on the bone. Okay? It's also very important to ease into the muscle and not to just lie on it directly. You have to just gently ease into it. So Noah, go ahead and demonstrate that portion. Now notice as he gets on there, he's finding the muscle. You feeling it?
Oh yeah.
But it's very important to take note, to expose the muscle, he's turning his foot in. So I want to make sure you can see that portion. Fantastic. And again, the same concept applies here, where he's going to find it, hold it for 15-20 seconds, melt it down, and then move on to the next part of the muscle. And again, that muscle is next to this tibia, and it runs all the way down here, and so he can work that entire area. Perfect. Okay, from there, we're going to demonstrate how to work the quadriceps, which is essentially from above the knee joint going to the hip joint. okay? And so he's gonna lie down first just with one leg so he can find it. And he's just on muscle tissue. You finding it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he's easing into it. And then if he wants more pressure, he's going to apply this other leg on top to get more leverage. And notice how he's just holding the area to melt it down, and then he can move on to the next spot. Perfect. How was that feeling?
Oh, it feels great. It's a really
Wonderful.
nice, almost like where sometimes a foam roller is way too much. It's got just like a really nice way of getting in there.
Yep. So that's what this all-in-one device is doing. Not only is it making you strengthen your body, toning your body, and giving you balance and stability, it has the amazing ability to replace a foam roller and massage therapy balls. Okay, now he's going to demonstrate how to work the IT band, which is a band that lies on the outside of the quadriceps muscles, okay? And he's going to work that from above the knee to all the way there. And again, he's going to find it, hold it, melt it, move on. So why is this important? Well, Noah works out with a lot of heavy weights, okay? And if he's never loosening these tight muscles, in my practice, this is where we see a lot of sports injuries, okay? Particularly knee and hip. So this is super, super important as a preventative measure to help him continue his active lifestyle. How do you feel that one?
No, I think this is my favorite so far, actually.
Okay.
It's like just one of those sections I never get, and I like really feel from, you know, throughout the week, squats, anything like that. You know, it's really loosening all that up. And it's great to like do just like little, like really small sort of movements in there too, to also get even deeper into sections I can feel.
So here's a little trick. So if that's feeling good and you want more out of it, while you're holding it, I want you to bend this leg back and then extend, okay? And try to do it with the bottom leg,
Oh yeah.
okay?
I really feel it with that one.
That's when you do. I was
Yeah.
doing the top one to kind of demonstrate the motion, but the bottom one is how you get, they call it a pin and spin, okay? And what that means is we're pinning the muscle point down that needs to be released, and by creating movement and spinning it around, it helps release it further, okay? So it definitely applies here.
Oh, even holding it when my foot's like, you know, kind of slightly bent, I can feel, you know, the different areas it's helping to open up.
So go back to the quad muscle again on the front. You can also apply the same technique by bending this leg back. Do you feel that?
Oh yeah.
So do that yourself. Perfect. And again, if you want to make it harder, let's put this other leg on top. Now bring both legs back. How's that feel?
Oh, that's like, it just changes it completely with both legs.
Absolutely. So those are just some little added benefits if you feel like you need more out of this technique. But otherwise, start slow. It's always easier to start slow, and you can evolve with it and stay at a preventative level. So we're going to continue up the body and work the hips. And we're going to work the side of the hips, okay? And then we're going to work the back of the hip, okay? Again, the muscles, not the joint itself. And so he's going to work from above the hip joint to below the pelvic crest, right in through here. Let's go ahead and demonstrate that for me. Great. So this is a key spot for helping hips and knees, okay? And the muscles he's working are the glute medius, the TFL, tensor fasciae lata, and the glute minimus, okay? And so, you feel that?
Oh yeah.
So here's a couple really cool tricks doing this. One, he can rotate the body forward a little bit. You feel how that changes?
Uh-huh.
And then he can roll back. So he can get different aspects of the muscle, okay? Now again, we want to change this up a little bit more. Let's have him bend the knee. Again, that's just for demonstration, but let's bend the bottom leg if you can.
Ooh.
You feel that?
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I think you feel the movement on this one more than any of the others
Yeah.
so far.
And again, he's finding the spot, he's holding it, he's melting it down, and then he's going to move on to the next little spot, okay? So that's for the side of the hip. So now let's just go to the back of the hip, and then he'll lie on his back, and he'll put the contoured dome back into the hip where the glute muscles are, glute maximus in particular, and also the hip rotators. And then from here, again, there's a couple different levels. He can just stay there. You feeling that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So how does it feel when you add this leg over?
Ooh, yeah, just completely changes the angle and gives it a little bit more.
A little bit more
spot.
pressure, a little bit. Okay. And then let's take this back down, and then let's have you bend that knee. You see how that changes a bit? Mm-hmm. And then bring that back down. So this gets to different areas of the muscle to allow it to release more effectively. Okay. Now we're going to continue with the massage mode section up into the upper body, and we're going to first work an area that is very tight on a lot of people, whether you're athletic or not. It's because of our computer generation. All these muscles in the forearm are contributing to a lot of wrist problems in today's society. And so let's have Noah demonstrate two different ways of doing this. First, he'll be kneeling and putting pressure and finding the spots all up into the forearm. You feeling that a little bit?
Oh yeah, you can feel it even through your fingertips.
So here's a key thing, like on some of the other areas, we're able to move the joint to intensify and the release. So move your wrist back and then open the fingers.
Oh yeah.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's one way of doing it. Another way is go ahead and slide all the way down. Yeah. This allows more leverage. You feel that even more?
Uh-huh.
And then again, move the wrist back, open up the fingers. And again, he's finding it, the tight spots, holding it down to melt away the tension. Perfect. Fantastic. So from here, we're going to go right into releasing some of the tension. He lifts a lot of heavy weights. These muscles right here tend to get really tight on people, and that helps prevent, when you can release them, potential shoulder problems. So go ahead and do that section. Yeah. You feel that? We're working the pec muscles, major and minor. All right. How about that? You feeling that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then move that arm again all the way up here. See how that changes it?
Yeah, it gets that sort of full range of motion.
Yes. Allows for a greater release. So just like the front of the shoulder, well, we need to release the back of the shoulder. So Noah's now going to demonstrate how to release the back of the shoulder. Okay, so to recap, we first worked these muscles, the forearms, then we worked the chest. Now we're going to work the back of the muscle, the back of the shoulder through here, underneath this blade, okay, on this shoulder blade. It's like a spine, okay? And so these muscles are rotator cuff muscles. They're teres minor, infraspinatus, teres major, all right? And again, he can make more intensity out of this by lifting up the hips. And then it also helps to bend that arm a bit. Does that feel more intense when you do that?
Oh yeah.
And just for fun, it's again, move this back and forth. See how it changes a bit?
Oh, completely, yeah.
And that's really an amazing thing. That's the number one shoulder complaint is rotator cuff injuries. And so this will really help release that tension. Fantastic. Okay, now for the final piece of the massage mode of what the Dolly Rocker can do is probably one of the most important parts of relieving tension, because everyone has this, and that is everyone's full of tension and stress. Their shoulders reach up into the ears. So we want to release this tension in the upper back, in the trapezius, the levator scap, all those muscle groups that are just really rock hard on probably 99% of the population. And so I'm going to demonstrate what this looks like. It's very, very simple, very, very easy, very, very effective. You just put the smooth edge against those tight muscles in this position. Unfortunately, I can't get much leverage, so we need to add more leverage. And the way we do that is we just put this against the wall, and then you hold it, that same section, and then you just get down low and just gently lean against it. So go ahead and try that. And then when you first find the spot that's tender, and then just gently use your hips to push against the wall. And how's that feeling, Noah?
That's feeling great. Yeah, it reminds me of almost like somebody gives you a little back rub.
That's
in the
right.
middle of the day.
And again, use the breath. You breathe in deeply, and then on the exhale, push a little bit more, and you get a really nice, effective release.